Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's EVK here, coming back at you with another video. Haven't posted in a bit, but gonna start posting again. So if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video or whatever. And if you've been holding some of those stocks like Tesla and Apple, then you've been having a pretty good week. But of course, this video is not on those stocks. It is on probably the most popular stock on this channel, where I get a lot of questions on, people asking, should I buy, should I sell? And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some guy on the internet speaking my opinion. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I'm going to get right into this. This is a quick overview on solo stock, and I'm going to be giving the bear case. I'll do a video on the bull case in the future. I'm going to get both sides of this, really. As many of you know, if you've watched any of my other videos on solo, I'm pretty neutral on the stock for a couple different reasons, but I'll get into that. So I'll start it out just by quickly saying that I'm not a financial advisor, so please, anything I say, this is not financial advice. This is strictly entertainment purposes only. And let's get right into this. So the first obstacle that I see for solo is that their price right now at $18,500 is just too high for what they're trying to achieve. And their main selling point is really having that small vehicle that's really easy, doesn't cost a lot of money for gas, and only one person. So if you're gonna have an $18,500 US dollar price tag on that vehicle, well, there's a couple of different options that you can go with. And one of those options is actually the Mini Cooper EV, which is pretty popular and actually compares quite nicely with the solo vehicle. They're both pretty small. So the Mini Cooper starts out at $29,900, but I believe that after applying all the tax credits that you get for an electric vehicle, that price could be as low as $18,000. And that's a really big problem for solo, because you have a vehicle that many people might actually choose over the solo. Although I like the message of having a one-person vehicle, I really don't see it taking off right now, potentially in the future. But given a choice, I think anyone would decide to go with that bigger, sort of more typical car like a Mini Cooper. And I'm just going to get into some of the numbers for the Mini Cooper, because we really don't have any numbers for the solo vehicle, because they just started production on it, and I believe they just started deliveries recently, so we don't really have too much on that. And the only thing we can really compare it to is this Mini Cooper vehicle. And as you can see, for 2019 they sold 8,250 vehicles, and that was from January 1st to June 30th. And during that same time period in 2020, they only sold about around 280 vehicles more, roughly. And that's only a 4% increase, whereas the broader market actually increased much more for electric vehicles during that time period. So that just goes to show you that potentially the demand for vehicles like this just isn't there right now. And I'm not saying that it's going to be like that in the future. However, right now, comparing it to this similar vehicle, you can just see that the demand for it really isn't there yet. And going back to Electromechanica's main mission with the solo vehicle, which is having a one-passenger vehicle mainly for traveling to work and back, it begs the question, is there / could there be a demand for a one-passenger vehicle in the future? As we know right now, there's more of a push to electric vehicles. However, I don't know for sure if these smaller vehicles like solo are going to benefit greatly from this industry switch. Now, the second biggest obstacle I see in my eyes when I'm looking at Electromechanica is actually the production on the solo vehicle. So as of currently, the solo is manufactured in China and then shipped to the United States. And then it is distributed to 6 different retail locations. And that's a problem for a couple reasons. One, they're not really benefiting from that vertical integration that a lot of other EV companies are really investing in, such as Tesla. So any increase in efficiency on the production line, they're really not going to see that on the bottom line. Now, secondly, this whole process of shipping these vehicles to the United States is just going to make these vehicles much more expensive than they really have to be. And a better solution for this would be definitely to start producing these vehicles in the United States or wherever you want to sell them. However, that would require a lot more money and not doing it with a third party like what they're doing right now. And lastly, I just want to touch on their expenses and how much money they're losing every year. So as we know right now, Solo doesn't have any revenue really, less than $1 million in revenue, and their expenses increase at around 5 to 50% at any given year. So if we go back to 2016 when they were spending about $10 million, now they're up to over $30 million, and we don't know where that's going to be in the future. And although they have a good amount of cash, as we know, they're not collecting any revenue, and they don't really have anything to offset these expenses, which could keep climbing up. And I want to quickly go into the income statement for Solo, just to show you where these expenses are going. And if we just jump down here, we can see that only about a third of their annual expenses are going into research and development. And for a new company like Solo that's really trying to improve the quality of their vehicles, $8 million a year on research and development just simply is not enough to cut it. And they're gonna fall very far behind in the electric vehicle race compared to companies like Tesla, NIO, that are rapidly investing back into their research and development and making vehicles as best as they can. So that's all I wanted to go over. Just a quick overview of Solo stock and the bear case for Electromechanica. So if you like these kind of videos, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't, dislike the video, and I'll see you guys later.